What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a few days since I posted, and that's because the future missus has me painting the house. Yes, lots of work to be done. One wall down, another wall down, but it's getting finished. So I feel that I've made enough progress in the house so I can go ahead, hop back in the garage, and finish some stuff that needs done. Now, today's little episode what we're going to be doing is focusing on getting the Supercharger mocked up and possibly fully mounted to the bike today. So let's get into it, guys. Alright, so there's a few things I need to address before starting to mock up and mount the Supercharger, because if it's correct the first time, I'm leaving it on. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but there is a mounting tab, like so, that I had to grind off on the other side of the engine. Because that little tab is in the way of the Supercharger being mounted. So, grind that thing off. Right now, it's raw aluminum. So, before we get that going, just gonna go ahead and spray it. Okay, and as you guys can see, it's still wet right now, not a big issue, but I need to go ahead and put in these two screws and get some Loctite on them so that way this, this new piece does not come off. In they go. Now the next thing we're going to address are these dowel pins, and there's a secret to that, so I'll show you. Okay, so with that being done, we're going to head over to that part shelf, grab all the Supercharger stuff that we plan on mounting today, mocking up mounting, and we're going to go ahead and lay it out real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and mess around with that those dowel pins. And of course, hardware. So right here we had covered and saved was the actual plate that'll be pretty much sandwiching the belt system. We have our hardware here, and I'm gonna have to spread this stuff out hardware wise because I haven't messed with my Supercharger, taking it off in a few years. So I mean, you know what, gotta learn again, right? Have our oil fittings, more oil stuff, and our mounting hardware for the Supercharger stuff. So we have three different size bolts here. We have our 5 aluminum spacers, which, you know, across the pond they like to call this aluminium. So these spacers will be going in between the plate like so, and it'll be like a sandwich, just like that. Let me take this piece because I have to do something with those dowel pins. The manufacturing of the TTS kit, when they drilled these right here, these little slots in this plate, these holes don't go down deep enough to accommodate the actual length of the dowel pins. So I had to figure this out myself when I was initially building my motorcycle. So sliding on, this is as far as it'll go. There is a gap right there. So there is a gap right there, and it will not seat. So we have to take out the dowel pins and shave them down. All right, one down, one to go. Dowel pins that are R2 size, which is what we want. Which, I mean, they don't have to be perfect, but they're really close. Ahead and put them in the bike and get the next thing rolling. Okay, so done with the dowel pins. I cut those down and they fit. I test fitted the mounting bracket on the bike and it seats properly. So what I did was I went ahead and grabbed the oil reservoir, or the traction fluid reservoir, all right, because I want to go ahead and put the banjo bolts onto the Supercharger and the reservoir. Now this reservoir right here is a completely separate system than the motorcycle. So the fluids in this do not interact with the fluids of the motorcycle, okay? It runs a lot cooler too than the actual oil temps. this right here never gets hot. It actually just gets a little bit warm to the touch. So here's where we are. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this thing together and key the time lapse.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Here is the final product, which, you know, I just wanted to do a quick little rundown on how it's going to go together, and I could just show you while it's off the bike right now. So we're going to get a little nerdy with this one. As you can see, here's your belt system, all right? Here's the tensioner, and I want to look at this bolt right here. So as you can see, this bolt right here, which goes into the sprocket, which goes into this sprocket right here that is driven by the crank. This bolt applies pressure to this drive spigot, which pushes upon that, that gear. So this supercharger is directly related to the RPM of the engine. So one rotation of the engine will make sure that this whole thing right here spins one time. Now the inside of this is a whole different scenario. It's not gear reduction, it's like gear reduction, but they don't use gears. So it's kind of like a clutch, and they need traction fluid. So before we go on any further, and I forget which, how could I, because it's a big component here. Big shout out to David at V-Cycle Nut. The ECU is back in, guys. So we have this flash free of charge sponsorship from David at V-Cycle Nut. I mean, the guy didn't even want me paying for the shipping, all right? He did that on his dime. It wasn't much, but hey, you know what? It's a gesture of kindness that shows, hey, he's here to help, all right? I want you guys to go ahead, if you guys need a flash, either for the FZ1 or for any other bike in particular, the man might have it for you, okay? Check out his website at vcyclenut.com. I'll put it right here. I'll also put that thing in the description for you guys. Like I said on the other video, guys, he has a plethora of different motorcycle platforms that he supports. So check out his website at vcyclenut.com, guys. Again, thank you, David, for the support. The channel and me personally appreciate it. All right, so upon opening the package, I realized that there was a complimentary shirt from David at V-Cycle Nut. Now the shirt comes with his logo on there, which actually looks really good on a t-shirt. So if you're considering getting ECU Flash, also consider getting a t-shirt. And of course we have the ECU here, which he has noted St. Jude, because that is for the cause, has his signature. And this is the 4800th ECU Flash of his. So there are 4800 bikes out there with his product. You guys are not messing with an amateur. And on the back we have HP for the kiddies. Such a true statement. And of course we have stickers. If it's an online purchase that doesn't come with stickers, is it really a good purchase? So guys, go ahead and get yourself some. Okay, so I took everything apart real quick, only momentarily, okay guys, because I need to get to the drive spigot. This right here needs to get lapped just like a valve, okay? So I have some grinding compound. I got some grinding compound that I will be putting on this surface right here, and then we're going to take it over to the engine, put the grinding compound right here, and then on this surface right there, okay, see the similarities there? This is going to get put right there, and that is the driving force that will be spinning the supercharger. So I need to grind this surface flat, and that way they're true to each other and having a good seat. So I will not be doing that on camera, it's kind of boring. So I just got back from the store because my dumb self forgot that the bolts used to mount the cover for the timing chain no longer needed, no longer can be used. So I had to go to the store and get 4 bags of these guys. Anyway, also, here is the drive spigot. So as you can see there, I now have that ground down perfectly to seat with the mating gear over there. So we're good there. Okay guys, let's go get this thing mounted. The moment you guys have all been waiting for, right there, just happened. Supercharger is now mounted. All right, so to give you guys a quick little view what it kind of looks like underneath there. No clearance issues because we did what we needed to. So we now have the Supercharger mounted, which wasn't too bad. Just getting to this specific spot was the hassle, as far as getting the shaft all right, getting everything fixed and organized. So here we go. Next big step, guys. Man, would you just look at it? Would you just look at it? And one last view of this beauty on the bike. Now, for today, that's going to be the end of the progress. I will be back in the garage tomorrow to make another video for you, hopefully by Sunday. I have a little bit of cleaning to do, picking up some tools, picking up some trash, not a big thing. But for today, that is it, guys. I hope you guys stay safe and have a good weekend. See you on the next one.